gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good.
All right, welcome to another episode of Winging It, Cooking with Carlos and Rod. I'm Rod.
I'm Carlos. My brother, what are you doing today?
All right, today we're doing something a little different. If some of you guys have been following my journey, sort of in the middle of this cleanse, this 21-day cleanse, hopefully for a lifetime of eating more plant-based. I'm not giving up meat altogether, but right now I can't. So as we're going into the holiday season, sometimes you might be asked to make a side dish or whatever. So I want to make a dish here that's delicious. It has carbs and protein, everything else in it, and it's easy. Right now I'm not eating any salt, sugar, oil, or animal products. So that kind of limits things quickly if you go to other people's houses to eat or whatever. So the other day I was at home and whipping some things up from my garden and everything, and this was so good. I think I actually texted you. It was so good it surprised me because I can't believe I've gone 55 years without really eating beans. I have all these beans in my storage in case something happens, and I never ate them really. So I've had your black beans with the Mexican night and stuff, but they're really so basically the ingredients are, it's only 7 real simple ingredients. We have water, we have black beans, and we talked about this earlier. You can use canned or fresh. I usually use cans, but if you happen to have a best friend who's a chef, and I just made some black beans last night for the Mexican special. He just made these, right? You just basically dried beans. He soaked them, cooked them with no salt, so I could use them. We're gonna have another episode where Carlos talks about how to make beans from scratch. So keep tuning into Winging It. So beans, about a pound of beans. Yep. We have some onion because I love onion, so you can use red or yellow onion, whatever kind you like. This is the last of my garden. Actually, I pulled the red pepper out, a hot pepper. We have some more beans that we're gonna crush up to make it a soupy consistency. Plus, we have fresh garlic. And then when it's done, almost done cooking, we're gonna add tomatoes, which these are both also from the garden, and some fresh cilantro.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, go ahead and start cutting up some of the vegetables. I'm gonna get the beans going.
Sure.
So we have this. We're gonna do about a cup of water, and we'll add more if we need to after. And then this, I'm gonna reach over the sharp knife and grab these beans. I just learned this morning, and Carlos said you actually get some of the beans and you crush them up, and that kind of helps mix that soupy consistency. And it gives you two different layers of sort of texture. So we reserve some for crushing up, and then the rest we're gonna put right in there and start letting those cook up. So right now that's just plain beans. There's no salt, no seasoning, no oil, like I said. Now normally I would cook with olive oil. I use a little bit of olive oil to saute the beans. To saute the vegetables and the onions. And I thought I was gonna really miss that, but I tell you, I ended up eating a whole bowl of these things the other day for dinner, and they were really good just like that. So,
Plus, it's something that you come out with, right?
Right.
It is good because that shows, when you just know the basic stuff, you just stop adding the stuff, something else is going to come up.
Right. So for the first few days I was eating, and I still have like sauteed spinach, not even sauteed, steamed spinach, that type of thing. And that got pretty old pretty quick. And I love salad, but you can't really do the oil during these 21 days. So I did some balsamic vinegar, which they have all kinds of great kinds. I found a pear balsamic vinegar, but it just wasn't the same. So I'm trying to find things that are filling. I'm doing baked potatoes, baked sweet potatoes from the garden. Those are great. But this came out really, really good. So as Carlos gets those vegetables cut up, I'm just going to throw them right in there. But he's still good with that super sharp knife. I'm not going to reach in there. So just slide some stuff on there with see if I'm going to take it. All right. So we got some of these. Right. So especially around this time of year, you go into other people's houses, and your mom, or your grandma, or your aunt, your uncle, whoever puts out all this delicious food that's full of salt, sugar, oil, and animal products. You can ask if you can bring a dish, and if you can, and you'll bring a dish. And the nice thing about this is not just like you're bringing some plain oatmeal or something that no one else is going to want to eat. It's a really good-looking, attractive, delicious dish. And I'd like to bring a side dish, and you bring in some peas and some black beans, and you can do this with rice. I usually eat this right over rice, usually brown rice. Carlos made rice on another episode, so you can definitely refer to that. And just let us know what you think, or you can eat them just like this. So as you can tell, it makes a beautiful, the smell is good, and with all the different colors, those peppers are really hot. I like mine from spicy, so we threw the whole pepper there. You didn't season it, did you? No. Okay, so the seeds are out, but if you like it, I know Carl's probably be funny, let the seeds in there, but if you can always do that. He knows I like a lot of garlic, so you can just cook these down. So what we do, once we get all the seasonings in here, all the herbs in here, we're going to just bring it to a boil and let it simmer back down. I used to cook in this little pot at home that I have that I know how much water you use, but I'm going to have the professional come with Carl. So I think I need to add some water to that. What's that? You think I need to add some water to that? Or?
No, it should be fine.
Okay. So the professional says we should be fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let those cook down. It's just about up to boil. I'm gonna bring it down to a simmer, and then I'd say in about 15, 20 minutes, it's gonna be ready to eat them. And then this is something like we were saying earlier, you can always bring to someone else's house. You bring it as a side dish, and if you put it over some rice, some brown rice, whatever, you know exactly what's in the food. You don't look like a weirdo, pulling out your scale and like not eating what everyone else eats. You have a nice, healthy dish of rice and beans on your plate, and it'll be good. Now, those tomatoes, what I found is I like to layer some hot and cold and different textures. So Carl's is actually gonna cut up some of those tomatoes, chop them up really small. We're gonna throw up some cilantro right in there. Oh, the onions. We've got the red onions. Okay. I'm gonna act like, at the end you're putting the onions down. Felicia right away. But we start talking about food, and that's how we get them eating. But it's fine. We just stir them in. And I don't know if you can see that, but those colors, it almost looks like a black bean sauce or something,
Yeah, so, I was thinking the same. That's weird. I was like saying, you almost that look like a cooked sauce.
Yeah, and I'm definitely. It's weird. I mean, I never thought as much. I'm the first guy to get a bone-in rib. I never thought I'd get excited about eating a big bowl of rice and beans. I was saying that to Alexander earlier that it's interesting how your palate can change because I've always had these beans around and they're delicious. Not to brag, but would you look at that tomato right there? Look at that. That's not a store-bought tomato right there, Carlos. I actually have the greenhouse going now, so I was able to capture or save some of the plants and bring them into the greenhouse. I just started some new tomato plants too, so hopefully I'll be bringing tomatoes in like that in a couple months.
Wow, that's good.
Right in the middle of the winter time. That's awesome. All right, so we're gonna let these cook a little bit, and then we're gonna come back and I can actually taste these, so we're gonna eat some of them up. And we'll get your opinion, Carlos. You've been cooking beans for at least, 3-4 years now?
Yeah.
So we'll get your professional opinion. I didn't put any cumin in them, but I think you're gonna like it. All right, we'll be back in a bit. So let them do what they do. All right, that smells great, right, man?
Yeah, that was really good, man.
So the tip, when I did this at home, I threw the cilantro in right away, but the pro said the cilantro put it in right towards the end, so
it's the thing with cilantro, like especially people that love cilantro. It's right away when you cut it, the smell, they make it better. When you marinate something with cilantro, it's better to have it already in. In this case,
that smells good, man.
Right now, that hit that right there,
yeah.
all the the flavors that can combine, and it looked really good too,
Right. And this is definitely a quickie. I mean, we're even in the time we took to let it come up to cook. We did this 15 minutes, and it's just delicious. You can put this over, like I said, rice. Right now, we're gonna eat it just as the beans because I want Carlos to see how it tastes without any rice or anything, just how it is. So it is really filling. It fills you up. It makes you feel full and satisfying. It's like sometimes when you're trying to eat clean or something a little more restricted, you might eat things and you don't feel full. After a plate of these, you feel full.
With the nice tomatoes that you have here, we can put this on top, right?
Yeah, I like to just finish it, and that gives you a little cool burst along with the hot. So I believe in layering your flavors, hot, sweet and savory, and also just different textures. So look at that right there. You got real fancy right there. A little bit of cilantro, and that's it. I mean, you have a nice meal there. If you're on a budget or whatever, you can't get out of the house. I mean, you can make this. You don't have to use fresh tomatoes. Thank you, sir. And let's see what you think.
All right.
All right, bro.
Let's see.
Good, right?
Because if you don't put salt on it, you definitely can taste all the other flavors.
Yeah, exactly. You taste all the other flavors, all the other textures and everything. I mean, again, if you like your beans a little firm, you can take it out sooner. If you want to we could have kept letting that cook down with a little more water to be a little more soupy consistency. If you like salt, any kind of salt restriction, certainly put some salt. Normally, I would prefer to have a little more salt in it, but right now I'm not doing that. But I mean, this over rice, or you can wrap it in a burrito the next day. You can have a black bean burrito, anything you want, really.
It's really, really tasty.
Yeah.
I definitely recommend you guys to try to make your own beans, cooked from dry, because another flavor, like it tastes totally different. Like it's even a little harder than you should be.
I'm eating like he's talking.
It's a little bit harder of the regular canned beans, but definitely tastes really good. And then it's healthy. Zero sugar. I mean, just for the tomatoes, probably some. No salt.
No added sugar. No, you know what's in there. When you have a meal, you bring it. People can enjoy it. It looks great. You look like you know what you're doing. 15, 20 minutes. And like I said, the next day, you can wrap this up in a tortilla. You can make it. You can have a what do you call it? A burrito out of it. Right. All right. So, any of you guys out there want to give us any suggestions for what you'd like to see, or if you have any suggestions for us for recipes for healthier choices? I mean, we like to cook in all kinds of food, and we'd love to hear from us. So, if you like it,
Man, good job. That was really
Thank you
good.
very much. All right, winging it. See you soon.